How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody ready to change their lives for the better? That's what that thumbnail means. I haven't really done a great job with it yet, but the idea is that, originally the idea was that you would fall asleep listening to the show, and that's still the idea. But then I thought I have to be careful if people are sleeping. I don't want to influence them in a way that they haven't approved. So then I just thought, okay, it has to be some good advice. I need to give financial advice, fitness advice, whatever. So far, I think I just been doing the do no harm with just put puzzles together. But I gotta, I can't predict when it's gonna happen. But at some point, there's gonna be more benefit than just getting a good night's rest. You're actually gonna get something out of it. Excuse me. It was rough weather today, and I was out at a track meet for several hours. So I probably just don't sound as good as usual. I apologize. Anyway, we've been working through these items here. We've been spinning the wheel to see which one we open, and we've been backfilling it with other items. So right now, we use one and then we backfill with other. So right now we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have only 5 left. So that means 7 of them we've done already. And it also means that 7 of them, is that right? Yeah, 7 of them are backfilled entries, right? I think that. So this one's on the board 6 times. If you look at the board, it's ARG. So probably 2 of the others there are dupes. I think the motor is one of the dupes. I'm not sure what the other is. But if you look at it, you can see the ARG is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's there 6 times. Motor's there twice. I'm pretty sure something else is there twice, but it's not catching my eye right now. Anyway, we're gonna spin it, and there's a 50% chance that we're gonna get this game console, but maybe we'll get something else. Let's find out. Motor. It's either motor or jigsaw. It's kind of in the middle, right? Is that motor, though? Yeah, that's got to be the motor. All right, so here's the motor. This could be short. As I recall, there's not many pieces in here. But let's take a look. All right, actually, before we go, we're going to backfill one more time. Motor is there twice. So we're going to take off motor, both instances of motor. And all right, so there's both instances of motor, and we're going to replace them both with ARG. So tomorrow, there's going to be a 2/3 chance that we're going to get ARG because it's at this point. Sorry, that W win thing, it comes off, which also means that it tilts. So I was resting my arm on it and it was tilting. Messed up my handwriting. Anyway, so now 8 of the 12 say ARG. Only 4 don't. I guess those are... So one of them's probably there twice. Which one? It doesn't matter. We'll find out tomorrow. Tomorrow we got a 2/3 chance of getting the console. But for tonight... We still didn't get that console. We try every night, but it's just not meant to be. What are the odds? I have to do the statistics at the end because the fact that we keep adding ARG and we keep not spinning it, that should mean something. Oh, let me tell you a story before I get into the motor. So, my son's track meet today. First, it was good. He won. It's considered the city championship for New York City. He won the discus for the sophomore division. But another Islander won the shot put. Like, it was actually the same 6 kids in the finals for both the shot put and the discus. So my son won the shot put. No, my son won the discus, and another kid from the island won the sophomore shot put. And here's why I say that's interesting. If you watched the show last night, we were putting the ballista together. And the ballista came with a Viking that you have to shoot. And if you remember the way the show ends, I've got 3 shots from the ballista. The first shot I fire like off to the right at nothing. And then I turn the ballista to here, and it came with a Viking that was a target. And I put the Viking here, and I shoot the first one, and it sails like right through the horns of the Viking. So then I lower it a little bit, and on the third shot, it hits the Viking. And the Viking goes flying. It hits this backboard here. It bounces off, but it stays on its feet. So I say, okay, that's a draw. Like, I hit the Viking, but the Viking stayed on his feet, so that's a draw. So here's why this is interesting. The school that the other kid was from, who won the shot, like my son won the discus, this other kid won the shot put, his school, their like logo was a Viking. Like, my son's school's logo was a lion. This kid's school logo was a Viking. So I end the show last night, which was probably early this morning, past midnight, by saying it's a draw with the Viking. And then this morning at the track meet, my son had basically a draw with the Viking. All right, so that story meant nothing. All right, let's do a little more nothing before we start this motor. And a very specific nothing we're going to do. We're going to take a look at this Brooklyn Italian Heroes. I actually was just discussing this with my dad, and he's from Brooklyn. But for some reason, he wasn't endorsing them. So I told him, like, they opened, I guess they're from Brooklyn, but they opened one in Annandale where I am. And he said, oh, yeah, they opened one in Toms River, too. That's where he is. I don't know if that's accurate. We got to look into that. As you can see, they were only founded in 2022. And now it's 2023, and they opened one in Annandale. So if they really opened one also in Toms River, that's like an amazing coincidence. Like, they opened 2 shops in their second year, and like one's in my neighborhood and one's in my dad's neighborhood. Like, it's not a very descriptive name, Brooklyn Italian Heroes. Maybe they opened, Brooklyn Submarine Sandwiches where he is, or something like that. Like, I just think it's unlikely that it's this exact menu, but I'll look into it. They have a website, brooklynitalianheroes.com, and they have, what is this, like Instagram or something? Brooklyn Italian Heroes. So probably you can find out from there. Should we go to that? Should we do that, like on the computer? Let me do that before I go any further. Like, what would happen if I go to, like, Google, let's say, and I type in at Brooklyn Italian Heroes? Is that going to open the Instagram page? And by the way, why are there underscores? Why does it not just say Brooklyn Italian Heroes? Why does it say, like, why are there underscores? Like, Brooklyn _Italian _Heroes. So, is that the underscore? No, that's the dash. I don't even know how to get to the underscore. I think I have to maybe shift or something. All right, okay, there we go. Brooklyn _Italian _Heroes. All right, Brooklyn _Italian _Heroes with an at the beginning. Let's see what happens when we run that. All right, so there's Brooklyn Italian Heroes. It's showing me the address near me. It's not showing me the Instagram, which I thought it would. View the menu, Staten Island, Brooklyn, Staten Island, Brooklyn. I am not seeing New Jersey. I'm not seeing Toms River. I'm not saying it isn't true, but we found no evidence to support it. So for now, we're going to go with the idea that this is still the second Brooklyn Italian hero. So as we've been doing, we've been reading 5 of them each night. So we must be getting pretty deep into this if there's only 150. Where did we end yesterday? I think that we definitely did this Joseph Barbera. That's Hanna-Barbera, right? Okay, so that's where we finished yesterday. So today we got the Jason Giambi. Prosciutto di Parma, pepper, ham, salami, Swiss cheese, olive oil, and oregano. This one's worth the money. Is that like... I noticed these are all in quotes. What is the quote? Is it like when Giambi came to the Yankees, did the Post say this one's worth the money or something? I don't know. I don't know what that quote is from. And the sandwich, prosciutto di Parma, pepper, ham, salami, Swiss cheese, olive oil, and oregano. Yeah, I'd definitely try that one. That sounds good. Primo Canero. Was that a real big heavyweight? I think that was the 6'8" Italian heavyweight boxer. I don't think he's in the line of the lineal champions, or is he? He was a champion. I guess he was a lineal champion. I don't know. I'd have to look into that, but it was a while ago. It was like pre-Joe Louis or something like that. I think so. So Primo Canera, pepperoni, provolone, cheese, mustard, hot or sweet stuffed peppers. You're leading with pepperoni. Pepperoni is usually a complement to something else. You're leading with pepperoni and you're going right into provolone. This is going to be a very stinky sandwich right from the start here. And then we got mustard. I mean, where are we going with this? Pepperoni, provolone, and mustard? And then we're going to go with either hot or sweet peppers. Let's say you go with the hot. All right, the hot peppers and the pepperoni, maybe they're in the same ballpark. The provolone and the mustard. This is the most all over the place sandwich I've ever seen. Why is it going with Primo Canero? I'm not sure. I'll tell you, it kind of looks like, if you translate the language, I know his name is Primo Canero, but it also sounds a little bit like prime beef. So I probably would have went with a prime beef sandwich, if you translate to Italian. I know it's not exactly, but something like that. I don't know why they're going with this. I understand they're going with pepperoni and provolone. Those are both Italian. Primo Canero's Italian. Mustard, I don't think, is Italian. Hot peppers, yeah, they have them, but they're more associated, I think, with Mexican culture. Anyway, let's see the next one. Ray Romano, turkey, shredded lettuce, tomato, red onion, olive oil, vinegar, salt, and pepper. Yeah, that is definitely a Ray Romano because, I mean, turkey, shredded lettuce, tomato, red onion, olive oil. That's like you go to your local, not even like a sub shop, but you go to your local like supermarket deli, anywhere in like middle America, and they'll make you this sandwich. And the reason I say this is an Italian hero place, and that is not a very Italian hero. And Ray Romano was supposedly an Italian like comedy store, but I don't think anyone who watched his show would think like, oh, that Italian guy. It's like, I don't know, his name happens to be Ray Romano, but I don't think there's anything Italian about that show or about that actor, stand-up comedian as well, which reminds me, I gotta watch that. I usually watch, when I'm eating breakfast, some sitcom. So I'm catching up on all the sitcoms from like 30 years ago that I never watched yet, and one of them is that Everybody Loves Raymond. I saw maybe like 5 episodes, but that's over however many years. So I'll actually go back and watch it. The only thing I really remember is he had like a little brother that was big and was a cop, and then his dad was bald. That's really all I remember. So I got to check that show out. I'll add that to the list. All right, Ernest and Giulio Gallo. This hero is like fine wine. They're winemakers. Roast pork, Munster cheese, lettuce, tomato, salt, pepper. Hero is like fine wine. Roast pork. Is that a cold cut, or are they actually putting like a slice of roast pork? That could be interesting. I think I would rather that one on Kaiser than a sub, but I guess this place does subs, so, or heroes as they call them. All right, Enrico Caruso. This is this hero is a national treasure. I don't know what that national treasure refers to. I thought Enrico Caruso is like the guy who sings the national anthem at sporting events. Am I wrong about that? Who is Enrico Caruso? Anyway, his sandwich is meatballs, fresh rigat, grated cheese, basil mix. That's a good sandwich. That's a very good sandwich. We're going to check that one out. That's a good one. I don't know if I'm going to go in order when I start buying these, if I'm just going to go in order, or if I'm going to go in the order that I want them. Maybe that's what I should do. All right. Actually, this box is so small, I can go back to the close-up. So, Mendocino motor, light current magnetic fields, ampere force. My understanding of this product is that this middle is a solar panel, and when light hits it, it activates it. So I have some lights that are like, they're like screwed on to the rigging. So like, just to show you, like I have these lights like here and here. I could potentially detach those and move them closer to this motor once we build it, if that's needed to activate them. All right, so let's see what's in the box. Mendocino motor. It's a small box. All right, it's a wooden build. It's a wooden parts build. There's some instructions. 2 nails, 2 rubber bands. How many boards here? Not that many, really. 2 boards? Is it just 2 boards? 2 boards. And then, what do we got here? 2 solar panels. And 3, I don't know, are these like positive and negative? Is it going to conduct? Is this ground, like positive, negative ground? I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on here. I think we got to take a look at the instructions, which means I probably got to make a photograph of the instructions so we can have them on camera. Mendocino motor assembly. Yeah, we definitely got to photograph these because my eyes otherwise don't work well enough to see them. So let's take a look here. I'm off camera right now, kind of. You can watch if you want. I'm just going to photograph these instructions so that we can get started. I think I can get maybe how much of this at once. You know what? This doesn't even work what I'm doing. I'm going to forget this plan. I'm going to do what I did yesterday, which is just photograph them with my phone. And then I'll upload them to the Google Drive. And then I'll open that from the iPad. I ordered, and it's going to show up tomorrow, a longer cable for my iPad. And then I'll be able to use it for photography again. I'll be able to like lift the iPad and put it over this, but for now I don't have that, so I'll use my phone, which is probably going to work just fine. All right, so 2 sheets, no problem. All right, I'll have those on my OneDrive in a second, and then I'll have them on the laptop in another second. So, and then we'll get started on this build. All right. Upload. All right, so I got to go on the laptop. I got to go to my OneDrive. That's what I was doing yesterday from the OneDrive. I was doing that Ballista. So today, did this not update? Oh, it didn't finish uploading yet. Did I upload to the right folder? JRYE. I don't see the instructions. I think I need to like update this folder somehow. Like refresh. Like how do I refresh? All right, I think I gotta close and reopen the OneDrive, which I thought Google makes good technology. I shouldn't have to close and reopen the OneDrive. It's instructions. No, that's not it. That's where it should be, but that's not it. It's not this, right? Yeah, it's not here. I close and reopen the OneDrive and hope for better luck. All right, let's try again. Is there anything private on my OneDrive? Hopefully not. Okay. So that's page 1. That's page 2. All right, we got the instructions. Okay, they're online. All right. Key point 1. The assembly of wooden boards must be firm. What the hell does that mean? The assembly of wooden boards must be firm. And then there's a check and an X. And I don't see the difference. Oh, okay. The check is like compressed. And the X is a little loose. So you can see the pins are not fully in. So push pins all the way in. All right, key point number 2. Magnetic absorption is very strong. Do not take out to play so as not to damage. So they gave us this little like thing here, and we should not take the pieces out until they tell us to. All right, key point number 3. Pay attention to the direction of light when testing. Key point number 4. Strong sunlight causes it to spin violently, so we don't recommend working too long in these conditions. Okay. All right, I got you. All right, so we're not going to go crazy with the sunlight. In fact, we're not going to have any sunlight. How about that? All right, so do I need to set up a scoreboard for this one? I think I'm not going to bother because it's like, how do I describe this? Less than one board's worth of, this is like a third of a single U-Gears board. Maybe it's a half of a U-Gears board, or maybe it's 40%. I think it's 40% of a U-Gears board. So if you can imagine 5 of these, that would be one U-Gears board. So I don't think it's worth setting up the scoreboard. In fact, 5 of these pieces are going to be gone in instruction 1. So step 1, assemble 2 parts B, 2 parts H to A3. So A3, so we need A3 as I understand. All right, so A3. And then 2 parts B, so these two say B. I think that's what they need. Probably, I don't know. A lot of these things come from countries that basically use Google Translate to write their English, and sometimes you got to kind of guess what they're trying to say. I don't know the case with this company. Maybe they're good, but they also need 2 H's, and there's our 2 H's right there. So I get the instructions out of the way. Bring the rubber band back. So A3, 2 B's, and 2 H's. Okay. Now, what are we supposed to do with all this crap? We have to arrange it in such a way that the 2 B's, or is it, or not the 2 B's? No, 2B, or not 2B, the A, that would be H. So the 2 B's go here and here, and the H's go here and here. All right. 2 B's. Let's get them in there. Seriously? I was thinking this is going to be so easy, and now this piece is not going in. All right, it's in. For a second there, it wasn't going in. All right. Get the other B on there. And the H's. Is there any like... I'll just leave them sticking out so I can read them. Read the letters later. I don't know if they need to be, but that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so there's the H's. With the H readable from the outside. I wouldn't consider a label ink, but though technically it is. Alright, so that's one. Step 2. Mount part A2. Or as the instructions say, mounting part A2. So we're going to be mounting part A2. One thing to notice here is that A2 has much more holes in it than the A3. The A3 has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are also in A3. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Those are all new. So there's more. There's like 5 new connectors. We don't know what they're for yet. I just felt like pointing that out. So I'm trying to make 6 connections at once here. We got to make sure we make them tight. But first we got to get them all started before we tighten any of them. All right, almost. There we go. Ooh, I felt the other side pop out. I pushed it in on one side and it popped out on the other side. Well, it just happened twice. Every time I push one in, another one pops out. How can I get them all in at once? I gotta hold both sides at once. Okay. I think we did it. I think we got them both in. So it looks pretty good, right? Looks like it's all nice and tight there. All right, that's step 2. Step 3. Assemble 4 parts and 4 parts E and 4 parts I together. We provide an extra I in case of damage. Okay, thank you. So one thing to notice, I can't zoom in past a certain point. When I scan it to a PDF or when they put out a PDF, you can zoom in tighter. So this is going to be a one-night project, so I'm not going to scan it to PDF, but maybe I'll add it to the list of things that I'm going to scan over the weekend. Basically, anyone who does a puzzle after me is going to have an easier time because I'm going to scan all these things to PDF. You don't have to. All right, anyway, 4 E's and 4 I's. 4 E's and 4 I's. So let's get our 4 E's going. My goodness. 2, come on. 3, 4. Now the I's are a crazy piece, and the E is going to bridge the I's. It's going to be a little silly, but let's get to it. All right. What's that in the middle? K? I can't even see it. Y. That's a Y in the middle. I think it's the Y is those little pin pieces in the middle there. Right now, we're just trying to get the I's out. I'll just show you for a second. Yeah, those are Y's. See the Y there? And see those little itty-bitty nothings? Those are the Y's. All right. Still getting those I's out. All right. There's 2 I's. 2 down, 2 to go. 3 down. Oh my goodness, I just broke everything. Well, it's a crappy little board. What are you going to do? Alright, there's the 4 eyes. Now what do we got to do with this? We got to attach them. I don't know if you can mess this up. I don't think so. Because the piece is like symmetric or whatever. Yeah, I don't think... Well, I don't think you can mess it up. But I guess we'll find out. So we have to attach the E's to the I's. I-E, we have to push the E into the I. Alright, 1. I like a little assembly line here. I feel like I'm working in Adam Smith's pin making shop. That's a reference to the 17th century work, Wealth of Nations, where he, there's a little excerpt that they'll do in like economics classes, where it's like, if the guy makes 1 pin, it takes him like forever per pin. But if they line up like 10 guys in an assembly line and they each focus on 1 component of making a pin, then they can make like 100 times the output. I don't know if I described that perfectly well, but it's basically an assembly line, something like that. All right. Step 4. Assemble 4 I plus E together with the fitting F. They said assemble 4, but that doesn't really make sense. Really, it's 2 in 2 pairs. Basically, the language doesn't really match the picture, but I mean, if you look at the picture, it's like pretty obvious what they want us to do here. They need to take some F, which is these 2 little plus signs, and use them to make 2 pairs of connectors. So like we have to find F, and we have to like use it to attach them. I don't know if we need 4 Fs, like 1, 2, 3, like 1, 2, 3, 4. I like, do we need 4 Fs? I think so, right? Let's see how many Fs there are. Let's see if this board will give us an F, or if it doesn't give an F. Okay, yeah, there is an F there. So this board will give us an, there's 5 Fs, which following their pattern of generously giving us 1 to mess up with, and 5 means that we need 4. So yes, this board will give us all the Fs that we need. All right. There we go. Okay. How does this go in? Usually the pin goes in. If you look at this piece very closely, there's like, you probably also can tell by the size, but it's like there's a line in the middle, and that's kind of like a way to create pressure. Like this piece will like barely fit into this piece, and that line is where they will like squeeze together to fit in. It's a little bit tapered at the edge, and there's a line in the middle, so that'll allow it to go in, and then but it'll also want to pull back apart, and that's what will keep it in. But that's assuming that that's even the connector end. I think it is. Let's find out. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. So I don't think that's gonna fit in, honestly. I also wish I could see from the picture whether it's going in like this or like this. I think like this, but I don't know. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. All right, we got one side in. Now the other side, like this. Second side is giving me a little trouble. Are these pieces not straight, or what's the problem here? Yeah, I think the pieces kind of move a little bit. They're such tiny little pins, it's tough to keep them straight. But yeah, wow. Having no luck here. Alright, we got to keep this one pinched while we get this one through. That's the plan. I feel like I need like a miniature vise. Alright, we're going to line it up. Take our hand off while we line it up. Then pinch it while it's lined up. Squeeze both sides. Alright, that worked. So, there we go. One side is together. I just got to do the other side. Why do I feel like I should have put those like solar panels in first? Anyway, we'll find out soon enough if we did that right or not. Excuse me. So, no, actually, I'm not going to go there. I was going to talk about something that people have been talking about a lot lately on TV, but I don't think it has enough historical significance. Like, I think that I like to talk about a topic that you could listen to whenever. So, like, even though I don't really like politics, if it's at least, involves someone with a job in politics, then someone can look into it on Wikipedia like 10 years later. But there's a story now, and it involves like a person who comments on politics. So I'm not going to bother going into the details. I'll just talk about it in the theoretical, since I brought it up. Basically, some guy left some big channel, and people wondering what he's doing next and if it relates to the election. But I'm not going to talk about it. I don't have any opinion, and I don't think it's worth muddying up this otherwise quality broadcast that we're doing with talking about some, ephemeral talk show host. It's just not going to be worth it. All right, step 5. Install magnet with blue mark facing out. Fix the magnet with the fitting M. The fitting M. What does that mean? Well, let's take a look at the fitting M, and maybe that'll tell us. All right, so this is M. There's 4 of them. All right, so one side's probably going to get blue and the other side's going to get red. That's what I think anyway. All right, so yeah, so there's a little space there to drop something in there. And then once it's dropped in, like so, there's a little depth there. Drop something in, and then once it's dropped in, we're going to lock it in with the M's. I think that's the idea here. So they want the blue piece in there. It's a magnet. Oh, what? By the way, the magnet picked up the nails by accident. It's red on the other side. So it's blue on one side, it's red on the other. I don't know what that means. They're interchangeable. They're positivity and negativity. Like one's the positive side, one's the negative side, I'm guessing. All right, anyway, we're going to lock it in there with these M pieces. Let's get them in there nice and tight. So get the M piece in there. It's going to lock in the magnet. All right, I got those M's in pretty good. Let's see the magnet now. Yeah, so the magnet's in there. I guess it's not going to come out. Those M's are going to hold it in. All right, so what's next? Put the red in the other side and lock that in with 2 M's? Yes. Install the other cuboid magnet with a red mark facing out. Fix the magnet with fitting M. So this one gets the red magnet which, by the way, is either magnet. You just put the red side facing out. And we need 2 more M's to lock it in there. Lock and load, baby. All right, let's get the red one in there. Huh. Didn't want to go in. But it's going in there. It may not want to go in there, but it's going in there one way or another. We're going to get that a little M piece, and we're going to use it to trap that little magnet in. Have you heard that people are becoming magnetized? I don't know if it's like related to food or related to that controversial jab topic, or if it's related to people literally having their iron magnetized by, I don't think I'm going to say specific 5G networks, but let's just call them constant data streams. You know, a person could be targeted. They could be identified by their phone, and they could, you know, I shouldn't say that. That sounded so conspiratorial. But my point is, like, people are like, oh, they need the jab to magnetize you. They don't need that. They already have so many data streams hitting you all day long that they'd have no problem creating a, you know, tracking signal in whoever they want. Sorry. The cable under my desk, which, by the way, is attached by magnets, is it came out because they're magnets with like little hooks on them, but fell off the hook. Anyway, I just fixed it. There's nothing to see here. All right, so we got 1 blue and 1 red magnet. We got this for some reason. All right. Step 7. Assemble fitting G and 2 fitting K together. Fitting G. So we're calling these fittings now. I don't see fitting G. Am I missing a sheet? Oh, you know what? It's just way smaller than I thought it'd be. That's fitting G. I was picturing it much bigger. I was wrong. All right, so fitting G. I guess that's going to get this little dot. Oh, that's magnetic. I just accidentally took it out. Now I can't get it to stay down. All right, I got it. All right, I might have flipped it over, changing the sort of magnetism of the thing. But anyway, all right, let's get this G out of here. All right, this G, the spot of this G, it's like tough to get this piece into the G spot, but I'll get it. All right, there we go. We got it. I got the G spot. We found it. Finally. All right, so now we need 2 Ks. All right, hopefully we don't strike out trying to find those. All right, we got them. We got it. We got 2 Ks. Okay. They're really tiny, by the way. The Ks are clearly smaller than average pin. All right. Okay, what do we got to do with these things? I need like tweezers to even work with them. But anyway, we got to drop them in here. I just want to point out one thing about them. Is so it's kind of like the big circle in the middle and the 2 on the sides. And the line on the K, if you even can see it, it needs to go in like this. Like that's the way it goes in. If you even can see that. So this is clearly going to hold that round magnet in somewhere. Like wherever we put that round magnet, this thing is going to go on top and lock it into place. I mean, that's like, I think very obvious at this point that that's what's going to happen. So let's make it happen. I mean, we'll wait for the instructions to tell us, but like I would bet 100. Let me check the chat if anyone's going to take that bet. No, I don't see anyone taking that bet. Okay, well, I just bet it for my own pride that this G piece will be used to lock in the round magnet, because what the hell else are you going to do with it? All right. Is that in pretty good there? I think so. Okay. Step 8. Install according to the picture. So look at the picture and do what it says. All right. Install according to the picture. Pay attention to the small accessory M facing to the sides. So we're not doing anything with that like fitting piece that we just did? Like this thing? We're not using that for anything? All right, so I'm not sure what they're installing. Is it these things? Because if it is, they're not telling us like which one goes where. Are they? Let me take another look at that picture. All right. Yeah, I can't really make out the colors. I think they got the blue on this side and the red on the other side. But I'm also not sure that that matters. I also can't tell if the magnet's facing in or out. Okay, the magnet's facing out. And the reason I can tell is because of these M pieces that go on the top. You can see them in the picture sort of facing out. So they're going to face out because that puts this piece here and that matches the image. So let's make sure everything is nice and snug here. Looks good. And then I guess it's going to drop on here. That's the plan. All right. One side is on. It's a little loose. Got to get a better connection. That's good. All right. Other side, same idea, right? Well, I definitely see they're setting something up here with the magnets. Are we creating like a magnetic generator or something? Maybe with some solar involved. All right, let's... obviously, this is going to go on top. If you look at this thing, obviously this A1 is going to go on top. We still haven't done the 2 solar panels, the magnet, 2 nails, and 2 rubber bands. So we're far from done, but we're done with page 1. So let's see what's on page 2. Page 2, we're starting off with this piece and this piece, but they're not showing this piece, although there's a nail hole in the middle of here, and there's nails here. So this might magnetically attach to this. So the magnet indeed might drop in there and then stay in place with the nail magnet. Anyway, this is all just me speculating. Let's actually build it, which is this piece gets attached to A1, and then surely A1 is going to go on top of this structure here. I can't imagine it going anywhere else. All right, so let's get this little G piece on here. Yeah, I started late tonight. That's why I'm not done yet. I started late because my dad called. I just want to tell you. He called and then he was talking for an hour. So basically,
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone's fine there. Yeah, I shouldn't phrase it like that he was talking for an hour. I say we were talking for an hour. And
About
basically,
Francis,
yeah,
competition.
yeah, I was telling him how they won and how it was raining. Like, he basically threw an 8-foot PR in the rain and all the details.
I saw that screenshot you sent. It was impressive.
Yeah, so as a result, I started the stream late. Yeah, I phrased that poorly. We were talking, not he was talking. Okay, step 10, assemble fitting part A. Okay, so as we knew, this A1 is going on top. So yeah, that's why I was late today. It's always something though. I shouldn't blame It's either my work or it's something at home or if it's a phone call. If I know that there's some people who make money off YouTube, but I don't know how many people there are that can make a living off YouTube. It seems to me that it's like most people make a few pennies, and then some people make like I don't know, $1 million a day or something like that. I think they said Alex Jones was making $900K per day. That's basically why he's not on YouTube. Like, forget about any misinformation. I mean, all the other YouTubers were just mad that he was taking 4 hours a day of people's attention. Like, they were just leaving it on his show for 4 hours in the middle of the day rather than watching everyone else's content. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that's the reason people hated him. Like, the whole idea that they didn't like how he reported one story. I mean, give me a break. Do you think anyone cares about that? He was making $900K per day. That's what people care about. So anyway, my impression of YouTube is that most people make like $5 a year, and some people make $5 million per day. So I don't think assembling models at 11 p.m. is ever going to get into the 5 million per day category. So it means it's probably always going to just be a hobby, which means, yeah, I can't be relied on to be live right at 11. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. It's not going to happen. All right. So that was step 10. Step 11, assemble 4-part S together. Do the 4-part S's contain 2 different shapes? Because it's showing, yeah, that's crazy. Wow. So there's 2 S's. It's like SA and SB. SA. So these 2 S's look one way, and the other 2 S's look a totally different way. I just broke the board. So these 2 S's look completely different. That's crazy. The pieces look different, but they're all labeled S. Wow. That's interesting. All right, let's try to put it together without messing up. We have to be careful because you see this like little ridges here. It's like they're not even. So we have to line them up. And the way it is in the picture is the way I'm holding it now. They're both like, you see the S on one side is at the top and the other side is the bottom. It's like they're kind of going the same way. They both have the low one on the outside, on the left, and the high one on the right. So that's part of this design. So if we lay them out, keeping them in that order, and then we put these other S's like this, like that's the way it's supposed to go together. And when I fold them up, this like, actually this might not have told us much, because now they're going to go sideways. And when they go sideways, I'm actually not sure what happens. Let's try it. I think they want the high side like on both. You see it's high here and it's high here. I think that's what they want. But honestly, I'm not sure. What do you think? I think I was wrong. I think they want high on this side and low on this side. So we're going back to the original plan. Yeah, I think so. I think it's like kind of goes like in a circle rather than like, if that even makes sense. Like basically this one's high, this one's low. I think. That's what I think. I think they're opposites. They don't go straight through. But If they do go straight through, then I'll just change them. I guess we'll find out when we do the next thing. By the way, the next thing is going to be rubber bands, which is making me think I should have lined them up. But maybe not. Let's see how it goes. Like basically those slots are going to be rubber band holders. And what they're going to be holding is these, you know, I guess solar panels. Okay. Now, step 12. Secure 2 nails with fitting. Take care not to skew the nails. What? Oh, okay. Fitting C. So, all right. You see this little thing here? It's kind of the shape of a nail. So we're going to put a nail in there, and then we're going to slide a C over it. And a C is just this piece. This is C. That doesn't look like a C. That looks like a D. So where is the C? Well, that's going to have to be piece C because it looks like it in the book. Oh, I know what's going on here. This is a C, and then this is a line pointing at those pieces, but they're overlapping, so now it looks like a D. Like, for example, down here it's a G and then a line. Up here it's a C and a line, but they overlap, so kind of looks wrong. Kind of looks like a D, but it's a C with a line is what it actually is. All right, now we need the 2 nails, one on top, one on bottom. Both getting like cradled in the, I can't get this bag open. I can't get this bag open, and I'm trying to wrap it up. So I just ripped the bag. Bag is gone. Alright, so we got 2 nails and 2 rubber bands. Alright, let's get the first nail in there. So we just put the nail in there. And then we somehow put this C over it. Not really sure how that's going to work. Does the nail go down the middle here? It's like this how it goes. Be careful it doesn't become askew. This might be the trickiest part of the build. Getting this in here without stabbing yourself, by the way. Which is another thing to beware of. Not only the nail going askew, but the nail going in you. We want to avoid that too. Alright. I feel like if I put pressure on, that nail is going to go flying out. I mean, I'm wearing glasses, so it probably won't take my eye out, but I still don't feel like getting hit with that nail. Alright, there we go. We got it on. I think we just pull it all the way to the bottom, right? Without it going askew. I think it could go a little further, but I'm worried about breaking it. So, we got that C piece in there, just to show you. We got it on there. But I think it could go lower. I think it could go down lower, but I don't want to break it. There is a taper on it, so at some point it's going to stop. Yeah, I don't want to break it. I'm not going to play with it anymore. Let's get the other one in. Alright. And then it's probably going to go on the inside here. So I feel like, why did we put this roof on if we need to get these nails inside. Like, we should have waited until we had it in the bottom and then put it on the top. Well, whatever. It is what it is. Can't go back and unmilk the cow. Well, I guess you... No, yeah, you can't. You definitely can't unmilk the cow. Well, you could give the milk to the calf. That's probably the best thing you could do. But you cannot unmilk the cow. The cow, that's gone. That milk is gone. All right, so next, step 13. Use 2 rubber bands to secure 2 solar panels back to back. So here are the 2 solar panels. We still haven't used the circle, by the way. I'll have to go back through the instructions to see if I missed something. Wow. Okay. So this is one of the solar panels. Wow. Is there plastic on the front? Do I have to peel that off? I don't think so. All right, so some copper wire there. I'm not going to get electrocuted, am I? Like, they're storing energy, I assume, when the light hits the front. Well, back to back. Back to back. So then this is good garbage. This is not going to work. Use 2 rubber bands to secure the solar panels back to back. All right. Let's just do what they say. By the way, at this moment, I'm wishing that I had made those rubber bands. No. Never mind. It's good. First of all, it's not a big deal either way you do the rubber bands, but I think that the offset way that we did them is good. I think it's going to work. I think I'm going to put one of the rubber bands on first, get it in there, and then put the other rubber band on. It's like a lot of difficulty here because it's the rubber band, but it's also the nail, and it's also the back-to-back solar panels. It's like a high degree of difficulty on this. All right. Once we get one of them on, hopefully the other one is a little bit easier. I'm definitely thinking that securing solar panels with rubber bands is not the optimal way to do this. Maybe some tape would be a little better, glue or something. All right, I kind of got it done, but I also kind of stabbed myself with a nail. What? This side just happened to fall into place? Well, I guess the pressure of the rubber band squeezed it into place. All right, so do you consider that secured? I would like to put a third one across the middle, but anyway, as far as the instructions are concerned, we have now secured the solar panels using 2 rubber bands. All right, okay, all right. Okay, so what's next? Okay, we're almost done. Mount the circular magnet. They want the circular magnet mounted before we put this. Okay, I guess it's going to fit easily in there. All right, let's get the magnet up top. Okay. So as we predicted, the magnet goes in that G spot. Magnet to the G spot. All right. Step 15, which by the way is the last step. Assembly is completed by attaching the small iron to the circular magnet. The motor started in strong light. So we're going to turn this on. If it doesn't do anything, we're going to hit it with some light. Okay. It doesn't reach the top. Is it supposed to? It's like too small. Wow. Okay, the magnet. Okay. All right. I have a light over here. It's like too small. We need to put something in there to keep it like standing up. All right. I have a light. Let me go to this camera here. Let me go fully to that camera. All right. So too bad I didn't have that little slider because it would have been a smooth transition. I can set it up, but I haven't. All right. I'm going to put it under this light and see what happens. Is it moving? It looks like it wants to move, but it isn't. Let's get it closer to the light. I mean, I'm hitting this thing with a lot of light, and all it's doing is going back and forth. Okay. Should we unscrew that light that we talked about in the beginning? Okay, I'm going to use my phone, which has a flashlight. All right, let's use the flashlight from the phone. Let's see what we get. Well, I guess none of these are as strong as sunlight because it's not moving. All right, let me consult the instructions. Assembly is completed by attaching small iron to the circular magnet. Motor started in strong light. Oh, it has to be attached to the circular magnet. So, is it attached? It kind of is. Yeah, it's attached. All right. And let's try one more time. Okay, I need a stronger light. Okay, I'm going to take the lighting off the rigging. Hopefully, give me a second. Hopefully I don't break anything in the process. All right, 1 second. Just getting this light free. Okay. I just took a light off the rack to see if it's this thing is going to move. I mean, you kidding me? This is like not enough light? All right. Let's try the other side. They were saying like this thing is going to spin like crazy in the sunlight. All right, I'll have to try it in the sunlight tomorrow. I hit that with my finger. That's not real. Anyway, I'll try it in the sunlight tomorrow and see what's going on. Will it spin the other way? No. So it only spins this way. That does indicate that something's happening. Let's try the other way again. Okay, it can go the other way. But I think it clearly goes stronger this way. But maybe not. Maybe it goes either way. All right. This thing's a fail. I'll try it in the sunlight. In fairness, they didn't say it would work like with a desk light. They said it would work in sunlight, so tomorrow we'll try sunlight. All right, so we built it. It didn't work as a motor. I'm going to try in the sunlight tomorrow. I'll let you know if it's any better luck. For tonight, good night. I'll see you tomorrow.